everyone, welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It is the Monday night Fireside Chat, and tonight's topic is dun, da, 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 plan your fall garden now. How's everybody doing out there? I got my gardening hat on here, so yeah. And let me go over here and let's see who all's in the side chat. I started to say hi to some more, so all right, first one in was a channel member, Alicia. Hey, how's it going? And then we got Tammy, Rebel Canners, who is not feeling too well. Shady Hill Homestead, how you doing? And okay, so those are all the ones that are commenting. We got which with the number we show here watching. We have lurkers. Lurkers are fine. You learn something. But if you want to contribute, please feel free to go ahead and make comments about what we're going to be talking about, and we will hopefully all be able to share on it. All right, so before we get going, I want to share one other thing with everybody here, and this is our channel members. Alrighty, so everyone's back up to the comments here. And Gear Grinding 19 came in while that was going on. Hey, Gear. Now, someone asked me, why campers? Geez, look at the name, Camppatton. But, anyways, yeah, that's one of the things I just kind of make it a kind of a theme-like thing. And so, and, this ain't camp, just lost the name of the lake. Where Jason's from, but yeah, we have fun here. We try to do things and teach things and get along here. Somebody is busy putting away today's harvest. Cool. All right, so hey, what is today? Today is August 1st. Well, shoot, we still got another month and a half before we hit fall. We're only halfway through summer. And so, hey, Kathy, how's it going? We got North Star Preps that are in the house. So we're halfway through summer. And so why am I saying plan your fall garden now? Because like most things, initial thought through planning, through implementation takes more time than we figured on. So, yeah, it's one of those things is that, a lot of people, I hear them commenting on things, oh, I should have started, my fall garden sooner. I should have, worked on this a little bit sooner. Right now, anybody that's been following me knows that there ain't much of a fall garden I'm going to be doing. However, I am looking at getting some garlic to plant for the fall and have it winter over. I got 3 of the IBC totes full of onions that are going to winter over. So, but I am going to try to do some iceberg lettuce here. And I'm going to try to start off some other lettuce here. I would say probably probably either later this week or next week. At least, let it start chitting so I can get it going a little bit, and then I can transplant some of it outside, and hopefully I can, with the stuff I have set up out there, I'll be able to protect it from the freeze until I'm able to harvest it either for myself or for the rabbits across the street or the kids, which was surprising. You guys would love this. Three of the boys were, when I took some of the lettuce over to give to the rabbits, and they're like, "What's that? What's that?" I go, "It's lettuce." And Aiden, number 2, goes, "Can I try some?" I said, "Sure. Remember, you tried it over at my house and you didn't like it." And he pulled off a piece, and he goes, "This is good. This is different." Well, what he did before is he grabbed one of the bottom big ones over here, and it was a little bit bitter because it was older. This time he grabbed some of the smaller ones, fresher ones up near the top, and he liked it. And Danny liked the same thing, and same thing with Oliver. They were munching on it, so I took it out and gave it to the rabbits. Hey, Aiden here, how's it going? Sorry, just kept reading the side chat. Yes, Jay, you're right. There was not just in Tennessee and Kentucky, several other states too. I thought I heard Joe talking about some stuff even up in New Jersey had some problems. And I froze again. So if you're looking at some of in the side chat there, a couple of the names there have that little green square with the marshmallow on a stick. Those are channel members. That's one of the little emblems they get for being a channel member. Missouri's suffering from the heat badly too. Yeah, from what I understand, that Tennessee and Kentucky got hit with some storms, and a lot of stuff got flattened. Gardens got flattened. And it's like yesterday we had a heat advisory, but today there was no heat advisory, but it was 4 degrees hotter. Figure that one out, folks. But let me see what the forecast is. All right, let's compare weather here. Right now, let me refresh mine. It's 90 degrees outside, and the low tonight is supposed to get down to a nice 65 degrees for the low. Slight chance of T-storms and then showers tonight, and that is mainly after midnight. And then tomorrow, a slight chance of thunderstorms after 9 a.m. And then winds gusting to 24 tomorrow. A chance of precipitation is 50% tomorrow. But the temperature tomorrow, the high is 83, low is 58. And then we start creeping back at 86, 89, 85. So we're staying in the high 80s there. And then starting on Friday, we got 30% chance of precipitation through Monday. So it's going to be a real interesting weekend coming up here. Hey, Grammy Karen, how's it going? So, folks, what is the main item you're thinking about planting in your fall garden? I said one of the things I want to try getting the garlic out there, and I want to try getting it in some iceberg lettuce, and maybe getting in some other. Kathy's doing lettuce as well. Try getting in some other, getting in some romaine possibly, and some Grand Rapids because the rabbits just went absolutely. There's a saying my grandmother used to say, but it's not appropriate to say here in this forum, about something rather crazy over the Grand Rapids lettuce, and they just and the chickens, when I tossed one piece into the chickens were fighting over it. So, hey Emma, how's it going? So there's so there's a couple things I'm planning on doing. I'm also planning on trying some of the iceberg lettuce indoors to see if I can get it to grow past the freeze indoors. And I was reading up on it. It was very interesting. Let's see if I can bring that back up for me to quote off of here. Okay. How to grow iceberg lettuce. And it says, so it's a head lettuce, meaning blah, 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 blah. The center is the sweetest part. The outside tends to be a little bit more bland or tart. It's very crunchy. Some people say it's got a lack of flavor. Where is the one here on it about? Okay, it takes anywhere from 55 to 90 days to be ready for harvest. So 90 days from now, so it'll be September 1st, October 1st, November 1st. We've actually had snow in September. September, October, yeah, and so, but we generally have snow in October, so it may not make it outside unless I have it under a frost blanket and stuff in protection for it. Okay, I'm gonna plant some green beans and hopefully to get fall harvest before the frost. Yeah, my wife brought up some pole beans, 5 of them, 6 of them, and she planted out here in one of my IBC totes, and those suckers just took off when she planted them, and she planted them right around the soaker hose, so they're just going nuts out there. Hey, Mary Beth, how's it going? Okay, what did Jay put in here? Well, with the flooding going on around the country, considered has been flooded out to be part of the plan. Yeah, you know that's the thing is when you're gardening, you got to also figure that there's going to be some oopses, and you're going to lose crops and stuff. Say what's going to happen with the snow this year? I mean, as hot as it is now, we may not have a fall. It may stay up in high temperatures right on through until Halloween, and then boom, the next week we have it's finally fall for the next week, and why is it winter? All righty. I was kind of hoping that some people would be able to make it up here. I send out the link, and actually tell you what I'll do here. If anybody here wants to come up here and talk rather than type, there's the link. So you should be able to just come on up here. Hey, Guns Coast to Coast, how's it going? Yeah. One of the things I did with my IBC totes, with the original batch I got that I didn't have cages on, Brandon just gave me the liners because he was using the cage part for other stuff. And I have some that are about 12 inches tall, and I put some regular, wooden stakes on around the side, so I can just slip them on over the other ones and raise the protection area up 12 inches. And then I can lay a couple 2x4s across the top and put a frost blanket on top of it to help protect stuff. And that's what I'm going to be doing with my strawberries when it gets close to wintertime, I'm going to put one of those over on the strawberries and put straw out there to protect the strawberries from the winter, so they can from the snow, so they can winter over. All right, Emma says when taking out the tomatoes, she'll be planting turnips for greens, mix in some mustard with the turnips. My wife actually, on Saturday, we went to a couple of different farmers market, and on the one she picked up some small beets. So she's going to try to do something with the small beets. Probably tomorrow night we're having pork chops tomorrow night, so maybe she'll do up the greens from the beets and cook the beets and stuff tomorrow night. Of course, then it is still hot in here, but so Alicia says they're calling for a warmer than normal fall there as well. Yeah. We are we're in the middle of a 5-month period of solar maximum, not grand solar maximum, just solar maximum. We're hitting the peak of it right now. And so yeah, the sun is putting out more energy. And of course, the sun heats up the earth when it puts out more energy. So it has nothing to do with something else, which I don't want to get in trouble with, the fairy tale people. Oh, yeah. Not only herbs, but microgreens would be good. I'm not yet ready to delve into microgreens myself. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens for that, because I'm still and I froze. I'm still doing the indoor garden experiment, but yes, I'm going to be still in through the fall and the winter. I'm going to be growing different things indoors to see what sort of fresh vegetables I can have. Jay, nobody turned it up. It's on a timer. And if you guys want to find out what that timer is, go check out Ben Davidson over at Suspicious Observers. He's been putting out some good information on it, and he even has some little mini movies for his that goes with his the textbook he has for the universities that he and a couple of his other PhD friends put out. Yeah, actually, my indoor chard is still going on. I've picked a lot of it, ate some of it, fed a bunch to the rabbits and the chickens, but the rainbow chard is still doing good. I haven't tried spinach indoors yet. I may try some a little bit later here, just for laughs and giggles. And some of the guys around here have told me that spinach does okay even when it snows on it a little bit. So I may try putting out, doing some spinach out for a fall garden as well. Yeah, sometimes you got to move them in and out if they're in pots and stuff. Don't laugh about the lemon tree indoors. I've seen several people, and I think Howie doesn't need one because it doesn't freeze enough. He can keep his lemon trees outside. But I've seen several things where people have had lemon trees, ultra dwarf lemon trees and ultra dwarf orange trees indoors, and they move them out when it warms up, and they're in like a 10-gallon or a 15-gallon bucket, and then they move them back inside when it starts to get the freezing. Yeah, kale. Some varieties of kale is very cold tolerant, and I'm not sure what the variety is. In one of the novels I was reading, they were talking about that specifically, and they gave the name of the type of kale they were growing because it was after a major event. You know, Yellowstone went poof and covered the entire United States with ash, and people were trying to struggle to make a comeback and trying to grow gardens and stuff. And they, you know, it was getting the wintertime, and kale was one of the things they were growing. And not only that, you know, because the lemon trees are giving you lemons, you make lemonade. Dum-bum. Yes, what are the C7, which is the same size light bulb that used to be in all the night lights, work really well to keep plants warm in cold environments. In fact, we used some when we lived on the north rim of the Grand Canyon, and we got a lot of snow up there. We had bales of hay piled up around all my mom's potted trees and stuff. She had some fig trees, an orange tree, and she had several other like that we kept in the north rim of the Grand Canyon through all that snow and cold, kept them alive for 2 years before we moved back to California. And we used the C7 size light bulbs for that. In California, to keep my wife's jade plant alive, we used the micro, not LEDs, but the micro bulbs and stuff, because they produce heat. We put those over the jade plant, and then a sheet over that, and the sheet catches some of the heat and kept things warmer. Uh-oh. Plumbing messes can be, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Having worked and FROs, having worked in construction and especially worked with sewer, yeah. All righty. Okay, and I'll drop there's the link again if somebody wants to come up here and join me and be in the spotlight. Of course, if you get 5 people up here, nobody's in the spotlight. And so that's what we're doing on here. Yeah, so as soon as I get done with this, my wife and I are going back outside because it's probably just starting to cool off. Let me see. It says it looks like it's. I'm trying to read between the slots on the blinds here. It looks like it's about 88 degrees outside, which is so much cooler than the 110 that it said it was in the shade earlier. Hey, Bob. Cool. There's the link. Come on up. Yeah, Bob's been over there in the Philippines over in Mindanao and that, and he's talked quite a bit about the plants and stuff and the way they garden over there. Of course, there are a lot. They stay. I don't think they ever get snow there in the Philippines. Okay, Emma says it's 92 where she is. And so, you know, the problem, you know, if you're in certain areas like, you know, our house in California, we don't get, I would say we get snow there probably once every several years. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Hey.
And, you know, we get some freezing there occasionally, but nothing bad. I mean, my wife's garden there goes practically year round.
Yeah, over in the Philippines, man, they no such thing as snow. It's too close to the equator. But I mentioned before that I did see my brother and sister-in-law take care of our house over there for us while in our absence. My sister-in-law took the top of a green bell pepper, and it's volcanic soil. She just got it wet, stuffed it in the soil, and you know, over a few weeks, it just started growing right out of the ground. No, just keep water. That's all it took.
Now, does it get extremely hot over there, or just hot and humid?
I'd say we were there in April, which is the summer, and it's on average 90 degrees. It's pretty humid. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it's
but
pretty warm.
they don't get 100, 110 or anything over there, do they?
Yeah, I've heard they do, but I haven't been there during those times. Yeah, my niece has got a cottage industry of growing house plants for sale, and she brought a bunch of cuttings over to our house, gave us some, and all she had to do was soak them in water for a few days, overnight, day and a half, 2 days. She went across the street with a shovel and filled up Coke bottles full of the natural soil, stick them in there, keep them wet, and the things just start growing right out of a plastic bottle, and that's how she sells them.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not her main business. That's a side hustle, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody out there, get your side hustle on.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Yeah, I learned that from the Filipinos. You got to diversify, make this work, make that work, move stuff around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do plan on getting my friend down there. His name is Ralph. He's a landscape contractor, and he's the connection, because I do plan on going through Ralph. I'll hire him to do this for me, to get big clay pots that I've seen over there, fill it with indigenous soil, and start growing my own vegetables. Man, that's my dream, is to be able to walk out the kitchen door, grab some peas or beans, give them to the women, throw them in the pan. Man, that would be just a dream come true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what's going on. That's kind of what we're going to be doing here.
Mm-hmm.
You saw those videos on the concrete pour?
I did. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, the second door they were getting to, that's the kitchen door.
Oh, okay. That's right there.
So that's right there. Open the door and boom, boom, and the dirt area where the trucks were sitting while they were pouring, that's going to be the garden.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and so like this fall and stuff, I'm still in the IBC totes, but next spring, actually, and probably in about 3 weeks, I got to check with Chris Likes over here at the dairy and say, hey, can you bring a couple of truckloads of the manure you need to get rid of and just dump it in a pile? Don't worry about spreading it. I got my little tractor, and I will spread it out on top of all that dirt, about 3-4 inches thick. Then I'll get a friend of ours, April, who has this big John Deere. I mean, she has a big John Deere farm tractor with a 72-inch rototiller on the back that goes down. Yeah.
Bingo, man.
And drops down in about 10 inches easy, and just boom, 72 inches, about 3-4 passes, and that'll all be rototilled up, and then we'll just let it sit all winter long.
Bingo. Can you plant winter ryegrass on top of that soil?
I don't know about winter ryegrass, but after she rototills it in, I could probably put a cover crop that is peas and cow peas, sweet peas, and some other stuff. I got a blend set aside on Amazon, ready to hit purchase.
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Cover that up, because my wife did a cover crop 2 years ago there in California, and it did wonders for her, because it really put a lot of nitrogen back into the soil. And so,
growing up, we grew all of our own food, and we were surrounded by small 5 and 10 acre farms. And we had 1 acre, and on 1/3 of an acre, we grew everything we ate, But that's what we use in my area. Was my dad got a tip from a fellow he worked with, winter ryegrass. He'd go out and buy a paper bag full of it in bulk. We just throw it out there at the start of winter, and springtime come, it was about that tall, because it dies easy. It dies easily. We rototill it under, man, we grew more food than my folks used to go down to the senior center and hand out vegetables because we grew more food, but with that method than we could eat. We didn't use any other fertilizer, just compost, winter ryegrass, and let it grow, let it sit all winter. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with the results if you can get a good cover crop.
Yeah. Hey, Wendy, Hardnack Farms, how's it going? Yeah. Who was it? Who was it that had? Oh, Laura did a short today on. She had a beetle bag trap, and she put it out there, and she had caught a couple beetles in it, and then a couple hours later, it was had a whole mess more beetles in it.
Were those really invasive ones Courtney was talking about?
I'm not sure which ones they were, but Laura was saying that there were a lot of small young ones in there too.
Oh,
So
geez.
they were in the soil, and so since she's catching the young ones, they may not. She may have interrupted the cycle for this fall.
I hope so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this was on the place she's renting in town, not out on her 160 acres. I'm so jealous about.
Okay, yeah, I know. Oh, can I change topic for just a minute? A weird thing that I saw. I put out a video today about what Mrs. and I saw. We were at the Port of Tacoma. They've got nice restaurants out there. We had a dinner date, and we've been going out to those restaurants all year long for several years. It's nice, romantic. But yesterday was the oddest thing I've ever seen down there. There was one ship off to the left coming into port. Gil, one ship.
Not 3 or 4.
Every time during winter, summer, fall, there's a lineup of 3, 4, half a dozen ships. You know, they come in from Seattle and then they come down to the Port of Tacoma. One ship, and normally we've got these freighters come in and they load up bulk grain from the railroad, brings them in from the Midwest, the peas, whatever, beans, corn, and they're load up that stuff by the tons, and there was no ship sitting there either. So it's like I thought I'd throw that in there, kind of like.
Well, that could be a good.
I
that
have
could be
never
a good thing.
seen.
That they're not shipping it, that someone put the brakes on shipping stuff overseas.
Bingo. I don't mind that at all. We need to eat too. But
yeah,
that was the oddest. That was the oddest thing. Usually that port, because there's a major railroad right behind the port. They take the containers off, stack them up, put them on rail cars, and it comes out to you guys in Idaho, Montana, everywhere else.
Yeah.
I did see one ship when we drove farther south that was a container ship with containers on it, but it was just sitting there.
Yeah.
That's the most unusual thing I've ever seen.
They could be having problems at the port too.
Oh no, I don't know. It's just nothing was coming in, and that was so odd.
If all of a sudden, if there was a strike going on,
that could do it.
They would divert traffic elsewhere.
Yeah, they go north to Seattle or go to the California, wherever else.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd bring that up. That I've never seen it like that. Never.
Another reason to plant food.
Exactly. Get your food all lined up, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care of your electronics.
Hydrate everybody.
Take care of your electronics that you have now. We might.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just kind of throw that out there as like, that's not normal in a cover crop, and I'm going to bounce down because I got a bunch of clothes in the dryer. I'm going to go dig them out of there, and so.
Yeah, I think my wife just went across the street it's about time to help with the kids, make sure they're getting cleaned up after dinner over there. And my daughter, trying to take my figure when she did it. I guess it was a week ago. Thursday or Friday. She dislocated, blew out her knee.
Ooh.
Well, basically what it is, the tendons,
Mhm.
instead of growing from here to here, well, it goes from here off to the side.
Oh no!
It's a little birth defect, so everything's a little loose in there.
Ow, 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 ow,
And they said the way to fix it is to cut a bone graft off with it still on it.
yeah.
Notch out over here, swap the bone places around, and put the tendon back where it belongs, and then the muscles can develop around it to hold it in place.
Oh! Wow, best wishes to her. She
had a meeting today with a consultation with the surgeon to find out about it, and then tomorrow she has physical therapy for some dislocated ribs. She's got loose everything. I mean,
like a house cat.
She found out how loose her joints and stuff were when she was president of the fencing club at the university. After about 6 months, all of a sudden, oh crap! Doing the lunges and stuff.
Sounds like she's like a house cat. They're just like rubber.
Yeah. But things with her knee was she had the youngest boy up on her hip, and she went to turn.
Oh yeah.
They both went down. Oliver was fine. He thought it was a fun ride.
It's a little things like that, man. I threw my lower back out once, bending over to pick up a cup of coffee off the coffee table. This was years ago. It's like, ow, you know. Little things will get you, man. You just can't expect.
That's when you realize that saying about having a broom pole shoved somewhere, that's what that feels like.
All right, I'm going to bounce down, Gil. Thanks for having me up. Peace out, everybody. I'm going to go check out Laura's video. I didn't come up on my feed today.
It was a quickie, so if you had several things in the queue, it's probably one of the ones that got bounced out. I just cleared my queue when it popped in.
Okay. Peace, everybody. Take care.
All right. Well, I dropped the link again. If somebody else wants to come up here and talk about things going on, I mean, there's some interesting stuff going on in the side chat there. Problems and good things, and I guess Wendy's dog took on some raccoons and had to go to the vets. So, and I froze again. So, anyways, yeah. So, if you haven't planned your garden out yet for the fall, what you're going to be putting in it, get out a piece of paper and start writing ideas down. You may think of something you hadn't thought of, and of course, watching the side chat here, and like on Kathy's earlier, North Star Prepsteaders, and on some of the other homesteading channels, somebody may throw out an idea. You may go, "Why didn't I think of that before?" And so, the pests are, yeah, that's right. The pests are eating Wendy's garden too. So, yeah, I mean, some places, like right now, we're still waiting for, a lot of people around here are just getting into harvesting stuff. They can't plant their fall garden for a couple more weeks or so. Other places, people have already been planting it, because where they are longitude and latitude wise, and the zones and stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat here. Emma's got garlic to plant late October, early November. Okay, so pests like to go after stressed plants with the heat and drought conditions. So, blister beetles. What did I say about blister beetles? Okay, that big pest, blister squash, but yeah. Now, I know for getting rid of the hornworms, if you grow basil around there, it's Gardener Josh. Hey, Josh, how's it going? Check your email. You got the link. Also, you just scroll up, you can find the link too. Uh, oh, okay. So, sorry, just some squirrel moment. I saw more interesting comments there on the side. So, but hornworms, the borage chases off the hornworms, both the butterfly and the worm itself. I'm not sure what other pests it chase off. Um, I've never seen. I need to ask around and check with those that have the borage. I've never seen a grasshopper on borage, either here or in California. And everybody's saying hi to Josh, and the chat's just going boom. And it's grilling and chilling with Mojo. Hey, how's it going? So, what was that other one? Okay, last year, okay, Emma had to order garlic. Yeah, I need to get with my wife, and we need to get both. We need to both order some garlic. I try to get garlic going here because garlic will, overwintering here. I got the bales of straw to break up and put over it and the onions and stuff. So, all right, I let some pullets grow with the garden pests. Minimal tomato blight is a thing, though. Yeah, thing. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed here while I'm indoor garden, if I forget to water the tomato plant for a day, I get a brown spot on the end. Okay, so it's not the normal blossom end rot because the tomato's already big, green, and everything else, and then all of a sudden it develops on the end there, even when it's turning because I forgot to water it today. All right, chilling. So, yeah, so it's right now we're still learning what to plant up here in Idaho. What works, what doesn't work. We, when we went to the two different farmer markets Saturday, my wife was asking several people, got their contact information, that she could contact with them and stuff and find out about how things go. A couple of them are down in Blackfoot, which is about 12 miles to the south of us. A couple of them are up in Idaho Falls, 12 miles north of us. Some are a little bit farther up, about 25 miles north up, 25, no, 12, maybe 20 miles north of us in Rigby. And I froze. But yeah. Okay. Sorry, just catching up on the chat there. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do. Yeah, Southern California, even Northern California, where my wife is at, and Idaho is a big difference. Heck, Eastern Idaho from Western Idaho is a big difference. Southern Idaho to Northern Idaho is a big difference. And actually, it's not the difference you think it would be. They get some snow up there in Northern Idaho, but because they're farther west, closer to Oregon and Washington, and the weather funnels that come in follow the major rivers in and stuff, they'll get a lot of snow, but then it's not the -0 temperatures. It's the 20-degree temperatures, not the -0, so they don't get quite as bad. Mary Beth has a question. Does anybody have the answer to the question here for Mary Beth? I'm not sure. Depending on the temperature, you might be able to get away with planting basil in the fall just about anywhere. Yeah, man, I'm just chugging down the water. I was outside working in the high heat. Since I got the concrete came in and we got that paved, and I had the big berm along there. I pushed that berm down yesterday, and hey, our treasured home. I pushed it down, widened out, so I'm out farther into what was the grass area, enlarging where the garden's going to be. Hey Q, how's it going? And so I was been working on that, and so I have to change all the sprinklers around. So where I had a line of sprinklers before is now buried in dirt. So I'm changing things around, moving where some of the valves are at around, put garden hose to it. And I've been finding out, well, with these really hot days, what areas need to get a little bit more water than they have been getting. So there's a lot, I'm learning and I'm mapping out where the new coverage is going to be. And I was out there for several hours in the heat, came in for a little bit, went back out in the heat, came back in. Yeah, if you can protect the basil with frost blankets, excuse me, frost blankets and straw and stuff, something else that will retain heat, especially if you get some fresh manure from goats or rabbits around the basil, and it'll produce a little bit of heat, and not heat like not heat like chicken or cow poo will, but it'll still produce some heat. It won't hurt the plant, but it'll help protect it in cooler weathers. Yeah, if you don't get real cold until January, Mary Beth, you can, I would say you would have to worry more about the heat than the cold for when you're going to plant. You may have to plant or start your seedlings indoors. Get them germinated and get them in pots before you take the basil outside. Yeah, cats can be a problem. My wife worked on getting the cats she had from eating the house plants. Just a simple little spray bottle set on stream. That way, when she saw a cat on it, it's like squirt. Cat gets hit in the rump with a stream of water, and it spins around trying to see where in the heck it came from. So, and let's see. Let me think here. All right. While I'm thinking about it here, coming up here tomorrow night is, and I froze, wrong one. I want the other spreadsheet. There it goes. So tomorrow night's topic on Gray Man Prepping for Tactical Tuesday. I'm stealing it and from I let Sean at North Shore Preparedness about 2 months ago. He did a little quickie video about this, and I want to take it to the next level tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping, and that is food source recon. And basically, you're reconning your area for different food sources in case you need to get food other than the grocery store. And so we're going to talk about logistics, legality, and ways to make that work. So that's what we'll be talking about tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping. That starts at 10 o'clock Eastern, 8 Mountain. Figure out your time zones from there. Oh, wow. The kittens destroyed the pineapple plants. I'm sorry. My mind is going several different directions that shouldn't on that. But when we were at the farmer's market, the one a lady was selling, she has a food a freeze dryer, and she was selling freeze-dried strawberries, freeze-dried blueberries, freeze-dried some other type berry, and then she had a mixture of them, but she also was selling bags of freeze-dried pineapple. One of the boys, the same one that loves tomatoes, Daniel, it's like when he's still doing his potty training thing, so he gets a treat like a couple Skittles when he takes care of the going potty right. He doesn't want the Skittles anymore. He doesn't want the Tootsie Rolls anymore. He wants pineapple. And the thing is, though, he only wants no more than 3 pieces of pineapple. He'll eat one, another one, ask for another one, eat that one, ask for another one, stick that one in his mouth, and he goes, no more. And he goes off and plays. Again, when he's a squirt gun to stop him from doing bad stuff, after a while, we could just point and he'd blink like we squirted at him. Oh yeah, my daughter had a cat one of the cats across the street was the same way. Imp was just getting everything, and I got the big industrial cleaning spray bottles, and because he would come upstairs, and when I was living over there up in my room, and do stuff he shouldn't, and so I would hear him coming up the stairs because he's a decent sized cat. And he's coming up there and I get it ready. As soon as he hopped over the child gate, keeps the kids out of my room there, bam! I wouldn't give him a chance to do anything bad. Hit him right between the eyes, and he'd jump back, do a backflip and everything. And after a while, he stopped going in that room. Oh, keeping cats off the Christmas tree. This worked for a while with the one cat we had in California. That was orange peels and lemon peels. You peel an orange to eat or whatever. You take the peels and you lay them around beneath the Christmas tree. Something about the citrus the cats don't like. Well, I'm going to wrap this up a little early, folks. So talk about tomorrow night is we're going to talk about food source recon on gray man prepping. Next Monday, we're going to be talking a bit about the Asian jumping worm threat. Get into that a little bit. I know I've mentioned that briefly on like Courtney's live stream and some other time. But we're going to get into that next Monday here. And so, yeah, so it's a little bit about pests, but, specifically about the threat of the Asian jumping worm. All righty. Here he is, sneaking in at the last. It's Garden State Gardener. Hey, Joe, how's it going? So, just in time to see me freeze, Joe. You got here just in time as I'm ready to end it here. So, Joe, really quickly here, Joe. How are you coming along, and when will you be able to work in your garden again? Because tonight's topic is, planning out a fall garden. And so, hey, and Robert's here, Homestead Aquarius. How's it going? Woo, everybody's rolling in now. Maybe I ought to just go ahead and start this at this time instead of an hour earlier. Joe just got done with physical therapy. I hope it means you're coming along and you're making vast improvements. 3 to 4 weeks before you can get back out into the garden. Okay. Well, that's just in time to get into some serious planting for your fall garden. So knowing Joe, he's probably already has stuff already planned out, and he's counting down the days and stuff when he can start doing these seedlings, start germinating the seeds indoors to put them in pots again going before they go out. Yeah, I'm wearing my garden hat here. I got this hat at a store here. It's in Idaho here called Cal Ranch. Everyone talks about a tractor supply company. Well, Cal Ranch is aimed a little bit more towards ranchers and stuff. And they had a bunch of these hats. And the next time I'm up that way, I'm going to stop and get a second one just in case they don't have them next year. $13. You know, with this works great. You know, I'm out there in the high winds and it actually keeps it on so it doesn't blow off. Yeah, it goes inverted on me, but it doesn't blow off. Hey, Suburban Hillbilly, how's it going? So, yeah, but if you can find it in your tractor supply store or Lehman's or any of the other stores around where you're at, look for these straw hats. I mean, they're great. They breathe, they let air through and stuff. They keep the sun from cooking your head. And yeah. Oh, and it actually has a liner on here around the edge here too. So fits good. Little sweatband there. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. And so I know we've talked about it, but still, get out that piece of paper, start writing stuff down. If you missed anything, go back and double check and think about what you can plant. There's some good channels in here to pester on their live streams and their videos about what they're planting for a fall garden, so you can get some ideas of what you might want to plant. All righty. So as always, stay happy, stay safe, keep adding to your preps, plant a garden or enlarge your garden.